Mind Identity, An Introduction to the References by Alex Brady. This presentation will contain a review of some pertinent mind identity concepts as well as one reference, and then we're going to close it out at that. Future videos will have more references than review. As a review, mind identity theory is an ontological claim that is in opposition to a fairly foundational belief that we have that we are bodies that can be born, we live a human life, and we die. It's composed of two parts. It is composed of a rejection of that standard identity concept of placing our sense of self into a body in a human world that can live and die, and it is the acceptance, or at least the attempted acceptance, of the idea that we are mind entities that have historically identified incorrectly with a body. And given the mind entity identity, we have a new realm of potential growth, volition, creation. So while the theory itself is very basic, future explorations will cover what exactly a mind can do. This comes with a heuristic, the mind identity equation. It states that mind is a collection of understandings and the experience of those understandings, or it's some type of machine that works with understandings and creates experience. This looks like M equals U plus EU. Mind is understandings and the experience of understandings, and that's the identity that we essentially are. There is a sense of self, but this is the operate part of it that mind identity theory covers. Some of the definitions that we'll be using just to make sure that we are on the same page. Mind is the understandings doer. It gives and receives understandings via experience, and it gives and receives to itself. An understanding is an idea that's so truly believed that it becomes a part of one's sense of self, sense of identity. Experience is awareness of an expression of understandings. This includes perceived physical, mental, and emotional content. Another word for this is perception. And as an example of all three of those, being itself is an experiential expression, a full and complete understanding of an idea of self. It is in being, simply existing, that we find our root of mind identity. The only step necessary to engage this heuristic is to remember that you are a mind and not a body. I say remember because if this is true, we have simply been mistaken in the past. And when I say remember, a remembrance is a stronger form of belief. A remembrance is an understanding. If you can't quite remember yet, simply believing or being willing to believe that this could possibly be true works as well. It will get plugged into the experience equation, and therefore you will experience the understanding that you are a mind and not a body. And once that experience happens in your own awareness, it becomes a full understanding. That big capital U, if you will. As an illustration of exactly what I mean about outside of space and time, life as we know it is on the right side. Every single thing, the entire universe, all of human history pre-Earth, every political system, everything falls within the realm of experience of understandings of an outside mind source. On the left side of this illustration, we have an object that's just a representation. Truly, mind identity is formlessness. But for this illustration, we can see that we are sending and receiving understandings from time and space, from outside of time and space. That is how removed from our previous experiences of the world, this theory is. The foundational principles and implications of mind identity are thoroughly discussed in A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles explains how we got to the point of body identity, how to recognize when we are in body identity, how to extract our minds from body identity, and then how the state of mind identity operates. And it also leads you to the experience better than a simple heuristic will. It is a 3-book curriculum. The goal of these presentations is to encourage you, the viewer, to seek out the live experience of this mind identity. It's for you to experience a moment or an extended moment of now where you see that your mentality has supremacy over the physical world. It'll only be for good. It can only be for good. The most effective approach to experiencing this state is to consume the A Course in Miracles curriculum. This includes reading the theoretical foundation in the text. There are 31 chapters. And working through the mind training exercises provided by A Course in Miracles workbook with intention of reaching this elevated state of consciousness. There are 365 workbook exercises. What I'll be presenting is simply a sampling from the ACIM curriculum as it pertains to the mind identity theory foundational principles. On to the references. A Course in Miracles, original edition text, chapter 5, paragraph 63. Whatever you accept in your mind has reality for you. It is, however, only your acceptance of it that makes it real. If you enthrone the ego in it, the fact that you have accepted it or allowed it to enter makes it your reality. This is because the mind, as God created it, is capable of creating reality. We said before that you must learn to think with God. To think with Him is to think like Him. More information that clearly points to the primary theory of mind identity is on every other page of the ACIM core volumes. For full reference, go check out A Course in Miracles, and just for more general information, check out acim.imalexbrady.com. Mind identity. Alex Brady. Check out more information at my website, imalexbrady.com, and be sure to follow at the nearest social media site nearest you. See you guys.